Foreclosure crisis? Yes, believe it or not, I've been receiving that question a lot. Most commonly when I'm with my families or just talking about real estate in general. The first question that usually comes to mind or a topic they want to talk about is, will there be a foreclosure crisis? Well, stay tuned to find out. What's going on, everyone? My name is Brandon with Remax from the Barber Group. In today's video, I'll explain why the chances of a foreclosure crisis remain incredibly low and why you should sleep easy tonight knowing that next year is going to be a great year for real estate. Before I get started, you should know that this video is speaking about LA real estate specifically. If you're outside this area, I would consult your local real estate professional. Look at what top-rated analyst Stephen Kim had to say about the housing market.
Certainly see signs that housing prices are rising very rapidly, and I know that that's caused a lot of concern for some of the bears out there who are thinking that this has gone too far, too fast. But no, I actually don't think so. And I think, in fact, quite the contrary. We're at the early stages of really a monumental rise in home prices, and that we think it's going to be tremendous for the builders, particularly for their margins. And I think we're actually pretty much on the early end of this.
Wow, wait, so let's talk about this for a second. You think we're on the early end of a monumental rise in home prices? I mean, that people are already starting to get a little bit of sticker shock.
Well, sure. I think that there's a little bit of a fundamental misunderstanding about what's going on. Like, for example, I've fielded a lot of emails from clients this week suggesting that the builders have pushed prices too much without recognizing the fact that I think that builders are actually price takers. The price of homes is set in the existing market, which outnumber new homes by about 5 to 1. And if you look in the existing home market, the reason why prices are going up is because demand's good, sure, but the real thing is that supply is incredibly constrained. You have never seen a level of tightness in the existing home market of homes for sale as you see today. And when there's a shortage, well, guess what? Nothing sells like a shortage and home prices go up. Meanwhile, on the new side, the builders also have construction constraints, labor constraints, land constraints, and things like that. So really, when you have good demand and you have just incredibly tight supply, home prices go up.
To summarize, low supply and high demand are the main driving factors of today's market. But how do you know if there's a foreclosure crisis on the horizon? Let's look at the data. There are 3 key points I want to summarize. They are forbearance rates, mortgage interest rates, and housing supply. I'd argue the most important metric to watch if there's going to be a foreclosure crisis are forbearance rates. Forbearance rates at its core are a homeowner program that allows families to defer their mortgage payments. At the peak of the pandemic, forbearance rates shot up to a high of 8.16%. However, as the months continue to pass, this statistic has fallen. In December, forbearance is now at 5.54%, levels last seen pre-pandemic. If this is going to be a foreclosure crisis, it'll start with this statistic. The fact is, forbearance rates are back down to pre-pandemic levels. Next, let's head over to month supply. This is known as inventory. This number shows how many homes are available on a monthly basis. Today, there are only 2.8 months of homes available. That is near a record low. During the last housing crisis, inventory shot up to over 12 months of supply. That's over a year's worth of homes available. With inventory being incredibly tight, we need to see this number skyrocket in order to be concerned. Lastly, let's go over the demand part of the equation. Supply is known as inventory, which we just covered at 12.8. Demand are home buyers, and feeling that right now are low interest rates. Right now, the average 30-year fix is 2.5%. And with such incredible rates, this translates to purchase applications. Year over year, there are 22% more home buyers looking for a home today. Don't believe the surge in demand, the surge in home buyers? Look at this housing affordability index. You may look at this chart and be like, wow, that's high. Affordability is at 160? That doesn't make sense. Wrong. The higher the number, the better. So technically speaking, looking at this chart, knowing that affordability is 160, homes are more affordable today than they were back in 1990. To summarize, affordability remains high, mostly because of incredibly low mortgage rates. Second, there just aren't enough homes available for sale. And lastly, lending guidelines nowadays are extremely tough. Families who can afford to purchase are well qualified. There won't be a foreclosure crisis, and you should rest easy. I see the housing market next year continuing to show strength. What do you think? Share your thoughts and comments below. Hey you, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe.